Is there anything we can pray and believe the Lord to do in your life today?
Yeah, I'm kind of embarking on a new kind of outreach ministry endeavor that I would appreciate some prayer over.
We certainly can, and you're believing for the wisdom of God?
Yeah, so I'm a youth pastor, but I've started daily vlogging as a way to get out and reach more people, both my students online as well as people in the community. So yeah, just blessing on it, and I'm looking at getting a booth at a local flea market and stuff to just get around more people. So just open doors and blessing.
Yes, sir. Well, Heavenly Father, Brother Jared and I are so thankful that he has been called, appointed, and anointed to preach the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ, that you give him wisdom to go and win the lost, that the Holy Spirit of God dwells within him, and he is the Spirit of wisdom, leading and guiding Jared into all truth, that you'll show him how to fish for men. We believe right now that he has the wisdom of God, the favor of God is upon him, and that many souls are coming into the kingdom of God through him. We thank you for the favor of God that is upon him.
Do you think I'm crazy? I've done all this before.
What's up, vlog? I got my first wedding done and in the bag. I'm actually transferring all the photos over now, but it's gonna take a very long time. I took almost 2,000 photos yesterday. It's like 42 gigs. And it's all transferring. Look, check it out. Wedding went really well. Didn't get the Vlogmas episode up yesterday. Like I said, this is transferring. I'm gonna go hit the road and do some driving, but I'm gonna sit in the airport and do it. But this is still transferring. So while this is doing this, and while we need to catch up on what's going on, I'm hungry. So let's go get some breakfast. This can transfer and we can chat. All right, so the wedding went really well actually. I beat the bride to her mother-in-law's house, so that was kind of awkward. So I got there early and kind of hung out with the mother-in-law and the grandkids and watched Mother Aretha Franklin's funeral. It was kind of an easier wedding though, which was nice for starting off with, but I know they're not all going to be that easy. There was a lot of traditional stuff they didn't have. Like I didn't have to worry about capturing a bunch of stuff. The ceremony itself was outside, and it was like at golden hour and partially overcast, so lighting was super easy. I didn't even have to rely on my flash at all. The getting ready stuff was great. We had amazing lighting. The clouds had cleared up right after the footage of the storm I showed you, because it was like an hour after that. The clouds parted, the sun came through. They had like blinds that were like natural diffusers, so all of my lighting was amazing. And I joked with Brandy that like if I got nervous and panicked, I would just switch to auto. And I was shooting the manual at first. I did a couple to auto just to test, like to see what the settings would be. And it was so beautiful with that light that I actually shot most of the getting ready stuff in the home on auto. And I would just turn the flash on and off depending on the settings, because if I had it off, I got this beautiful like light, airy, hipster, natural light photographer look. And then there were some shots where it was a little too dark, so I'd turn the flash on, but then sometimes those shots made their skin a little reddish, so I'd go back to the natural. So I just went back and forth. I left it on auto, back and forth between the flash on and off. The wedding I shot probably 85%. The ceremony was 100% manual, and then the reception was probably 85%, I would say, manual, and then some auto, just because of the poor lighting. I would take some auto and overexpose and make them a little soft, but I know in post I can kind of fix that a little bit just to make sure I had a good balance. But it turned out really good. I have almost 2,000 photos, as I've mentioned a few times, so I'm going to be editing those today. I want to get those back to her today, so that means I got to edit the vlog and get all of those 2,000, 1,800 plus photos edited. So let's get a good hearty breakfast in and then get busy. Copland ended up being very good. Glad I went in there. Ironically, the building is just an old Waffle House, which is weird to me because there's literally 2 Waffle Houses right here. So that means this at one point was a Waffle House. And there's one right there that you can maybe see in the background. And there's one like 2 blocks over. Food was really good. I got the He-Man breakfast. That last shot of the Mom and Pa's diner, that was supposed to be a shot of like my empty plate. I had my plate all set up, I was about ready to record, and then she came and took it. And I didn't want to be like, no, I'm about ready to do a video of my empty plate. So I was like, yeah, whatever, take it. I'll figure something else out. So that's the story behind that last shot of the exterior of the building. Okay, I'm nice and fed. Let's go get the laptop and let's go do some driving / editing for the day. Boom! Sitting at the airport, doing a little editing on the vlog. Look at that, oh, effect. Oh, custom transition. Coming in the next episode. And it's like Armageddon outside. Alright, so here's the thing. First off, like, I don't have a skin condition. I'm in a thunderstorm. I'm sitting at the TNC lot, which is Uber and Lyft. That's where they park. At the RIC, Richmond International Airport. And it's actually calmed down a little bit. It was just a few minutes ago, it was insane. Like, my car was shit. I thought someone hit me. Like, I thought a car backed into me or rear-ended me. But I realized it was the wind started shaking the car. And I'm waiting for a drive, but I'm also getting a little nervous because it's not at all safe conditions. Like, I'm actually highly considering logging off and going home. And the only reason I haven't done that yet is because the entire reason I'm not up at family camp right now is because I stayed home to drive today to make some money to supplement my income, which is what this video is about. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I'm in an unsafe situation. Now, if you've watched my daily vlogs in the past, you understand, like, when it comes to, like, reaching people or getting, like, I don't care. Like, if it's a missions trip or an outreach thing, I'm willing to, you know, even on a hike or something, if there's a good shot to get, that's what I consider calculated risk. If I'm out on the streets and I'm in a technically dangerous situation, I feel like God's got my back. I'm not super worried about that. Did you see that lightning? This I'm a little worried about. Like, my last ride I did wasn't nearly as bad, and the freeways were kind of insanely just unsafe, and we were going like 45 miles an hour, and it was very uncomfortable, and the storm has nothing but picked up. Sorry, I'm on my iPhone. So I'm sitting here going, this isn't safe. I should log off and go home, but I'm like, but you can't because you could have gone to family camp earlier today and been with your family, but you stayed home to drive, so you have to drive. So it's like, and it's like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, at least I'm like editing a vlog while I'm waiting because it's a couple hours in between each ride. And I'm like, well, at least I'm getting some work done. I'm like, you know what, man? You are 33 years old right now. Granted, I know that's still very young. But like, at the same time, my whole motto is midnight cometh. And, ooh, that guy got his lights on. That's some nice lighting right there, bro. Yeah, keep that up. And my whole motto is midnight cometh. And it's like, look, don't waste time. Like, yes, fine, play a little bit of Xbox or PlayStation, have, you know, maybe a little bit of Netflix you're watching, but overall, don't waste time. Don't do that 4, 6, 8 hours a day. There's only so much time we have on this earth, and assuming nothing crazy happens, you don't get hit by a bus, you don't die of some rare disease, you don't get a not so rare disease, you don't, get diagnosed with cancer, you don't get in a car accident driving in a rainstorm. Assuming none of that stuff happens and you live to either 1, the rapture, or 2, ripe old age, you only have a finite amount of time, and there's only so much ministry you can do. And then you have on top of that, like, you still have to have your time with God and your time with your family. Those are non-negotiable. And then you have all the other stuff, right? And so my whole thing is, don't be unhealthy. You got to sleep, you got to do that stuff, but to cut out time of the leisure stuff so there's more time for ministry. And I find myself, since I've been daily vlogging, I've been really introspective on this, I guess. And I'm like, I am spending a ton of time trying to make money. And I'm like, so I have my full-time job / ministry, which is, teaching at the school and youth ministry. But I find myself in a position where, like, I need more than that. And when I first came, the original agreement was that, because I had a side business and I was doing copywriting, freelance work. And over time, I kind of stopped that for multiple reasons. And I spent a few years, doing a little bit of it, doing this for a year and a half. I've been doing Lyft. And it's been fine because I haven't really known what I want to do. And so it's been fine to sit, for hours on the weekend and hours after school doing Lyft and doing this kind of stuff because I haven't known what I wanted to do. And it's given me time to, when I was starting to learn photography, it gave me time to, I know you saw that one, to edit pictures that I took throughout the week. And it gave me time to work on some videos I was doing for youth or when I was occasionally doing video stuff. And it gave me time to just read a book and watch a massive amount of YouTube videos to try to figure out, like, what I was wanting to do. But now that I know, and now that, like, over the period, it's been about a year and a half, whatever it's been since God said, start seeking me. I have something I want to show you and I have something I want to tell you. It's been at least a year since then. I now have, like, a full picture of what I'm supposed to do, at least the starting steps. And we've talked about that. I just, I've been releasing some videos, doing more of the, the stuff. So you guys even have a picture of that. And I'm getting close to releasing a video called The Plan. And it's my 3-step, where I had the idea video. This is my 3-step. Boom, what I'm going to do now for the next 2 months. Boom, what I'm going to do in hopefully November when I launch and get the booth. Boom, what that's going to look like when that comes to fruition. So I'm here and I'm finishing up the vlog, because I was doing a wedding yesterday, so I'm a little behind on the vlog, and then I've got some pictures to do, and then the storm, and I'm sitting here, I'm kind of nervous, like I really don't want to do this, but then again, what do I tell my wife? Like, oh, I stayed home to do this, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I feel like I'm chasing my tail a little bit in that sense. And I'm investing a huge amount of time into this other stuff, picking up random video, like I just finished up a few weeks ago editing a bunch of podcasts down and promotional content for a podcast, and that's not what I want to be doing. I just did the wedding. I'm totally fine doing the wedding and video stuff. I feel like that's on point with what I'm supposed to do. It's a good leverage of my time, but spending weeks editing podcast material on a brand that I'm not super stoked about, great ladies, nothing there. It's just, it doesn't resonate with what I'm doing. It's not like I'm editing a podcast for John Bevere or something. That would be awesome. And it takes up time, and I'm sitting at Publix, and I'm sitting here, and I'm doing that. And then I've got, like, driving this I've been doing for a year and a half. And again, it was fine when I was searching and seeking and praying about what I was supposed to do. But now that I know, I'm feeling a heavier responsibility, a heavier burden to actually leverage my time better and do what I'm supposed to do. And I'm just sitting here going, I don't think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I don't think that I should be spending 20-ish hours a week, like a huge amount of my free time, sacrificing ministry and outreach time to do Uber and Lyft so I can make just a little bit extra money so I can pay a few extra bills. And I think it's time to transition out of it. This is very impromptu. This is literally as I'm sitting here. This is how I'm feeling. So I pull out my camera to record this, and this started off. I was looking through my Patreon video. There's a guy I started supporting on Patreon because, one, he's a great guy, and two, because one of the perk I get is he's an up and coming vlogger, and I'm able to, for pennies on a dollar, get mentorship from him. So I was just checking to see, because today, the payment was supposed to go through, and to see if I have an email about when we set up our first meeting to go over stuff, and because it's going to help me grow the channel, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm like, come on, Cody, where's my email? and so I was just checking that, and I know he's not going to respond yet because he's on the river today doing that unicorn float. Again, another great opportunity I could have been at. Honestly, that would have been the best use of my time. What I should have done, in hindsight, I should have done the wedding on Friday, already was in Maryland, jump over to Pennsylvania, I had a place to stay, I could have stayed at, I ended up last night, stayed there, jumped over to Pennsylvania today, got into the lake, the river, done that YouTuber event, and then from there gone up to camp. In a perfect world, that's what I really should have done. But instead, I drove all the way home just to make a little bit of money. And we're not talking hundreds and thousands of dollars. We're talking about like, really? I gave up my entire day. I gave up a day I could have spent on the lake with a bunch of other YouTubers, or a day I could have spent at camp with my family, to make a little. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I've for a couple years it's been on my mind to start a Patreon account, and I'm like, no, who am I to ask for money? There's like missionaries out there in like legit situations, and there's other ministries. I'm not gonna ask for money to support my video stuff. And in the past, that's fine because I wasn't doing enough and I wasn't doing it consistently. But I'm now feeling like this is starting to get in the way. I'm gonna go drive in that in a minute. This is starting to get in the way of actual ministry opportunities. I find myself struggling between prayer time and studying, family time, shooting and editing the vlog, trying to grow the business that I feel led to do on the side. I just was catching some flack the other day from some opportunity, or something I was doing. I have an opportunity to minister to some people. I'm starting to have not the best witness there because it's the gym. It's the jiu-jitsu gym. And they're like, dude, where have you been? You haven't been here all month. And my honest answer, which I was like, well, it's been busy type thing. It's school starting up. But then I'm thinking about it, I go, no, it's not school starting up. It's the fact that I've been spending so much of my free time doing Uber and Lyft that I have either, one, during class I'm driving, or two, I'm catching up on editing because I was driving when I could have been editing, so I haven't made it to class. And in the gym, like, your value is how much you show up. You don't have to be amazing. So I'm like, I'm losing credibility to witness these guys because I'm now that flaky guy who hardly ever comes. And I'm like, man, ministry opportunity lost. This thing, I want to go out, and I could, in the evenings, I want to go out and set up this booth and do this thing. I'm like, but then that's time away from driving. And I'm like, okay, it's time. You'll build this thing out, you'll do it. But I'm sitting here, and I just felt really convicted. Like, you are misappropriating your time. You are trading ministry opportunities and time to be with me, and time to study, and time to be with your family, so you can chase a few extra dollars. And so I was like, you know what? Enough. I'm pulling up my phone. Like, no. So what I'm going to do is, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to, in the next few days, I'm going to create the video. That's the plan. I'm going to launch the plan, and I'm going to explain it to you what I'm going to do, and my vision for it, and more. And well, you've already kind of heard my vision, but how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put out the plan, and in that plan, I'm going to have a link to my Patreon page, which I actually created a couple years ago, and I've never promoted because I felt very insecure about ever putting it out there. But I'm going to go with it. So I am going to miss this opportunity to do this thing down at the Supreme Flea Market if I don't raise enough money to do it. And then I'm not going to have the time to do it if I don't raise, because then that was a little easier. Oh, it's for the ministry purpose. But then I'll cap it at a certain amount, and then I won't actually raise any for myself. But I have to get, just like I had to get more comfortable about pushing out every single day, and more comfortable about, like, putting them on. That was the hardest, putting them on Facebook. I put them on YouTube, but like to put them on Facebook where like the people I know in real life could see them. Well, I guess this is the next step, is I got to put this out there. And so I'm going to put out the plan. I'm going to have the link to Patreon. I'm going to actually ask for support. I'm going to tell you how much I need monthly to run the actual ministry costs. Including like the vlogging costs and stuff like that, the rent of the booth, all that, and my anticipated monthly costs as far as some of the supplies I'll need to do what I'm planning on doing, and then also put out there like my goal of what I want to raise on top of that to help supplement my income, so I can stop doing Uber and Lyft, and I can focus on doing this and doing the ministry and focus on this kind of stuff. That I'm more and more finding myself not taking opportunities because I have to go out and drive, and I have to go out and try to do that. And that's going to change tonight. And this is terrifying. And I'm sitting here going, oh man, no. Woo, I put this in there. I actually have to post this now. And now it's getting real. Alright. that's a little different than I was planning on talking about tonight. But you guys pray for me. Pray for what's going on in this. It's kind of encouraging. I got a call from Kenneth, Copland Ministries today, random, out of the blue, and asking, if there was anything I needed prayer for. So I told the guy on the phone, I said, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And I told him about the vlog. There was hesitation because you could tell he didn't understand exactly what I was talking about, but he latched on to the street ministry stuff. He prayed over it, prayed over me. Say what you want about Kenneth Copland Ministries. I'm not here to validate or invalidate them, but you know what? They reached out, offered prayer, and I'm taking it as a sign of encouragement. And I'm going to go out there, like I said, I'm going to launch the plan. I'm going to launch Patreon, which I'm terrified of, and we'll go from there, guys. We'll move forward in this adventure. So right now, I think I'm actually going to log off. I think I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to go spend some time in prayer because I'm not going to be able to post this episode unless I go get strengthened in prayer and know that I'm actually doing the right thing, which I know I am, but I need the strength to actually go forward with it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.